The fact that Dale Valentine should not have been counted down was repeated over and over and over and over again to fans at the summit on the giant telescreen up at the end of the building. And there was little doubt about it. That was the reason for this return match between Big Bruiser Brody and Dale Valentine. Now, Dale Valentine, managed by his brother Johnny, overcomes much of the deficiencies in size and weight and perhaps strength with a certain Valentine kind of toughness, and by the knowledge instilled in him by his brother John. Not only the knowledge, that's just part of it. The other part happens to be the determination that John has put into can be done about it. So Valentine switches, gets in the advantageous position and lowers the boom. And ooh, how that foot can lash out and how it covers a lot of territory. And now he's using the rope, as you can see, to turn that into a stranglehold with the rope up against Valentine's throat, and the half Nelson put in there to also utilize the rope. But if you last Sunday lost it to Bruiser in a disputed one fall match, this one is for 2 out of 3, and it's Valentine now who is doing the pounding. He lost the second fall. He won the first fall in good fashion, but has got to win this one. It boils down now to a one-fall battle, with Bruiser Brody trading back and forth and pounding away. And here's a punishing individual. This is a tough man to handle. And Valentine is handling him at times, but when he misses the handle, he catches it. But this is the same story of all of Brody's opponents, and right now it's the story of Irish Danny McShane, who has been clobbered on the jaw and he is disqualified. With me is Wahoo McDaniel. You know, so many people know of Wahoo McDaniel's accomplishments in the wrestling ring, and so few people really know Wahoo, because I think that they become so absorbed in the things that you do in the ring. But Wahoo, they should know that you went to college.
Well, you know, I did. I went to school, University of Oklahoma, and freshman year was 1956, graduated in 1960. Went on to play 9 years of pro football. And, you know, football and your wrestling, you know, you gain fans and you lose fans from week to week. And a lot of people never even knew I played football. But I did play. I was All-American Oklahoma, played high school football in Midland, Texas. Went 1960, played with the Dallas Cowboys. 61, 2-3, I played with the Denver Broncos. 64 and 5 with the New York Jets, and 67, 8 and 9 I played with the Miami Dolphins. And I like to feel that I had a real successful career. I was very fortunate. I didn't suffer a lot of injuries there. And what I used to do is I used to wrestle off season, and then with football, I played football and I go right into wrestling, which I had a full-time job, and which it's done very well for me. And I think athletically it's really helped me.
You know, I had a gentleman one night tell me on television that you also played Little League baseball.
That's right, you know, and I think
he said he was your coach.
That's right. It was George Bush, you know, and the other day he sent word to me. He says, "Well, I'll never forget what you did for me there," and he's always been a great friend of mine, and just George Bush, I'm just tickled to death that he's done what he's done.
He is now the Vice President of the United States, and he got to step up from being a Little League coach.
That's right. You know, who knows? It might be the president someday, but you know, I've been very fortunate to come in contact with a lot of famous people during my time, and I've really enjoyed athletics, and the wrestling and the football I've got to travel around and see the country. And believe me, when you're wrestling and you're traveling every day all over the world and other towns, you get to see a lot of people, and you get to see a lot of your old schoolmates. A lot of your old teammates will come to the matches. But I just wouldn't trade it if I had to go back and do it over. And a lot of people say, well, I'd do this different, I'd do that different. I don't think I'd do anything different. I just do more of it. That's about all.
Well, I don't know how you could do more of it, considering the crowded schedule you have and the crowded life that you have led. But I do know that there are a lot of people out there, perhaps now will understand better, that you are all Indian, right?
That's right, Choctaw and Chickasaw.
Choctaw and Chickasaw. You know, somebody wrote a song about that one time. But on which side are you Choctaw and which side are you Chickasaw?
I'm Chickasaw on my mother's side and Choctaw on my father's side, and I'm very proud of it. And I think, like I tell them when they get on me, I said, there's just not many Indians around for me to pick on anymore. But I have a lot of Indian friends, and there's a lot of Indian friends in this area. And I'm just proud to be an Indian and be part of wrestling and part of football that I was, and I'm glad to be here in Houston.
So, Wahoo McDaniel, we hope now you're going to know him just a little bit better and know that this Choctaw, Chickasaw Indian is great whether he's on the gridiron or in the ring.
The Texas Battle Royal. A wrestler can be eliminated by a pin, submission, or over the top rope. The winner, the last wrestler in the ring, receives a purse of $5,000. Let me introduce first, Jose Lothario, Jesse Marr, Keith Whitelaw, Don Sutton, Ryan Blair, Raul Mata, Bruiser Brody, Mr. Chan Chung, Ali Mustafa, Achilles Ayala, and last but certainly not least, from Waxahachie, Tim Brooks. And last and least, the referee, David Kennedy.
Well, there you heard the introductions. This is a $5,000 battle royal. And you see all of the participants in the ring right now. As we look around, you see Tim Brooks, Billy White Cloud, Raul Mata, Bruiser Brody, Jesse Barr, a Lawman, Brian Blair, Hercules Ayala, Ali Mustafa, and Chan Chung. And of course, the battle royal over the top rope. You are eliminated. $5,000 to the winner. And here they go. And there's really not a whole lot you can say except we'll let you watch it. And as the men are eliminated, we'll point it out for you. But this has been a wild, wild night here. And of course, you see the referee, David Manning. If I were the referee, I would get outside that ring. And there's Chan Chung, the first man eliminated by Bruiser Brody as he goes over the top rope. So the field's starting to narrow itself down just a bit. Right now you see Tim Brooks paired up with Brian Blair. Tim Brooks is a guy, of course, along with Bruiser Brody, I would look for as possible candidates to win this kind of a brawl. Probably two of the best brawlers in there right now. Star Wars 1981 here at Reunion Arena. It has been an amazing, amazing night. Largest indoor crowd, and there's a count of three. Jesse Barr has been eliminated, so the elimination can be over the top rope or a pinfall. And there's Brian Blair down in the corner, becoming very close to being eliminated. Bruiser Brody is just about eliminated. You see Bruiser Brody, is he out or not? No, not yet. And Brody saves himself. Now what happens if it is Ayala and Mustafa, the final two? What happens then? Teammates, what do they do then? That'll be interesting. Maybe they struck a deal in the dressing room beforehand. Maybe they said if it is the final two, one of us will just go over the top. We'll split the money. Who knows? $5,000 to the winner. And so far, two men have been eliminated. And you see Raul Mata and Brian Blair going at it along the near ropes. And now the lawman trying to dump Blair outside. He can't do it. The The lawman just kind of walking around trying to find somebody he can gang up on. And he goes after Mustafa in the corner, along with Billy Whitecloud. And meanwhile, over in the far corner, you see Bruiser Brody being held by Hercules Ayala. Tim Brooks goes after Brody, and now Jose Lothario moves in. And you see Brody just about eliminated, but Jose Lothario saves Brody. Now somebody is wrapped up in the center of the ring. I think that's Billy Whitecloud, as he was pinned by 3 men for a count of 3, and he is out. Tim Brooks grabbing hold of Brian Blair. Lawman up in the top corner, Raul Mata alone. Bruiser Brody kind of stalking around, wondering where to go. He goes and grabs hold of Mustafa. And the lawman now is pinned, and he is gone. The lawman is gone. So the field is narrowed down to, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 men remaining. Bruiser Brody going to work on Tim Brooks. And over the top rope, I believe, went Brian Blair. And now Blair is eliminated. Meanwhile, and over the top, I believe, goes Ayala. Ayala is gone. And that leaves 2, 4, 5 remaining. And remember earlier I said the 2 you could count on, I would imagine, being there. As over the top rope goes Raul Mata, Brooks, and Brody. Brooks and Brody still remaining. And that is just about as we expected. And now you see Brooks and Brody. That's a main event anywhere else. But tonight it's part of the Battle Royal. And Brody comes out, but he is not over the top rope. And now Brooks comes out after Brody and throws Brody's head into the ring post. And Mustafa. Raul Mata being helped off to the left of the screen here. He may have been injured in that fall. And Lothario goes flying over the top rope, and he is gone. And now Mustafa and Brooks are teaming up on Bruiser Brody. You saw Brooks pointing at Brody, and Mustafa and Brooks teaming up on him. And a big punch from Mustafa. And Brody is in trouble as he's held by Tim Brooks. And now they're trying to wrap him up. Here comes off the near ropes is Brooks, but oh, he misses. And yes, they did. They both went out. They both went over the top ropes. And Bruiser Brody is the last man in the ring. And Bruiser Brody wins $5,000. Bruiser Brody